Bill Burbridge has been awful quiet back here. Bill, how many comments have you had?
He hadn't been quiet. He's talking about everybody while they're talking.
Bill, how many comments have you had from your last newsletter to the Wall Street Journal?
I haven't sent any letters in recently. I think we commented a lot. But let me ask Phil Black and his board. You made a comment a little while ago about some children that man, there's a lot of children. What's the first priority of those children in this society?
Well, you got to look at it this way.
What is the first priority of children?
Well, think about it from the beginning.
Taking care of me. That's their first priority. Every time they make $6.54, a dollar goes into the
That's a Ponzi scheme concept. But the thing about children, let's go back to that. When a child comes into this world like a pencil, they'll fix it up, but not right with what the pencil does. The child's the same way. It's parenting. The parenting is the thing that started. We've got a lost generation of kids out there. They have no hope, no future.
Does that have anything to do with it?
Yes, it will, because they're not being able to pay.
Sitting on their back to start their life?
If they don't have a salary, they're not paying into the Ponzi scheme, so theoretically, it does affect you. Because at some point, the treasury notes are not worth anything. That's where our money's going.
Wait a minute. Well, I thought we had all these government programs and WIC and all this stuff to keep those kids from going hungry. You mean to tell me they aren't working?
Of course not. Unless you are a certain individual in a certain category.
So then why do we still do it? I mean, it used to be years and years and years ago, long before I was born, the churches and community and private individuals took care of each other. Now that the government's doing it, no one's taking care of them. We got people starving.
Exactly. The churches are building bigger buildings.
So the government needs to get out of it.
I agree with you.
I know you do.
I do, 110%. But look at the standpoint, though, once the church gets out, or the government gets out of it, these parents have no jobs. Go back to Baltimore. Both of our mills closed. Those people worked for 20, 30, 40 years in that mill, had a little savings, had a little balance on their credit card, a little unemployment check. Now that's going to run out. So now we go outside of town, you've got people third generation. I agree with that.
You know, it's illegal to push a hot dog cart downtown Columbia.
And at some point, the government's run out of money. So what comes next is called depression.
Card out.
That'll change it.
We're going to defy the law.
Start over.
You can't.
This close.
You know, you can't.
There.
You can't do business in the United States of America anymore without getting permission from the government. I mean, a license from the government.
And if you don't clerk it,
yeah. And then you got to open your books up for the IRS to tell you what you can and can't do. And even a church nowadays can't preach what they want to preach because the government regulates them through 501c3 status. So the problem is government. Period.
I agree.
And if you don't just get rid of the welfare program. You get rid of welfare programs. You get rid of the regulation that inhibits people from participating in voluntary commerce. And then people will invent their own jobs. If they don't, then the community will take care of it.
Yeah, Corey, the biggest problem with small business is the fact you got EPA.
I know, but the biggest problem with small business is government.
Well, that's the EPA. It's not the taxes and whatnot. Right. It's the regulations which you have to operate under.
And
you can't do it. You cannot meet all the regulations. When you go out, and I told y'all last week about the little guy that wanted to do the blueberry patch. Regulations, because you had to have porta potty, you had to have a place to wash your hands and whatnot. You couldn't compete. But you go down in Mexico and see how they pick the veggies down there. You know, if you saw the fields and what they're using for compost and beast, if you don't human waste, you would eat the veggies. But those veggies are coming in here, our farmers can't on a fair market base compete with that. So you're right, I agree, government's a problem. Yeah, bottom line. And when we come to the depression, then it's going to start all over.
But the other problem is that people actually still look to leaders in government to solve their problems instead of looking to put people in government that will get government out of their lives so that they can solve their own problems.
Let me go back to, as you say, I call it consumption tax. If we did that from the standpoint, okay, no tax on drugs, I'm talking groceries, in drugstores, out on the street, but also groceries, then everybody who's consuming something pays a certain amount of taxes.
Why do you need to pay a certain amount of taxes?
Because standpoint, somehow, some way, you have to have enough money to just run the thing the government was set up for, and that's security. They're supposed to keep us secure.
No, they're not. No, they're supposed to protect your liberties. They're supposed to stand
that goes to security, yeah.
So, security is a much more general term that can mean a whole lot of things that people stretch it to mean.
Well, I don't mean security, but the fact you have another meal to eat.
I mean, security could mean passing ordinances that your grass can't be too high because I need security in my financial investment in my home.
That's not the security I'm talking about. Not protection from your enemies.
But the thing, well, that's your responsibility first.
That's on your own property, but there's more than
no. That's your responsibility. Period.
Well, I'm going down to the border and go check all the illegals coming in.
No. you protecting your life is your responsibility first.
I agree.
You can't have enough border agents or police officers to keep you safe at all times. You are your own
I
responsibility
have my
first.
concealed weapon permit, so I understand what you're saying, I
Yeah.
relate to that.
Yeah, but listen, too many people think that it doesn't work that way. Oh, well, I don't need to protect
True story.
myself.
Yeah, I was in the store yesterday. He's from the meth area down outside of Peter. And he's had problems stealing and whatnot. Well, it's been a few months back, maybe last year. Boy was out there and he said he saw the glow of the light up of the, the cigarette he was smoking. So he had buckshot, which is number 8. And of course that won't really hurt anybody unless you right on him. So he shot the glow. He said right now, so he had a friend's son who was really messed up in drugs. He said the boy told, he said, tell his dad, he said, you know, we're not going down to that particular house, so that's called the Bullet Man.
Well, did you hear about this batch of meth that they, I don't know who made it, but people that smoke it lose all the muscle mass in their face. And a beautiful girl, within a week, she'll look hideous.
Sounds like a problem that takes care of itself.
Now Mountain Dew didn't do that.
No, Mountain Dew is used around cleaner.
That's your problem.
Kids.
They call it apple pie now.